Hi fishy folks, and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be about Chewy, my super red dragon Flowerhorn that if you remember a couple weeks ago wasn't doing so hot. I figured out what was wrong with him. I figured out how to fix it. Luckily it wasn't that big a deal. Why don't you go ahead and grab a snack and a beverage and go ahead and get comfortable, and let's talk about Chewy, my super red dragon Flowerhorn. But before we get into the video, go ahead and do me a favor, obliterate that subscription button, just annihilate it. Take the biggest hammer you have and destroy the subscription button. Then, because you've gotten all your anger out, just gently caress the notification bell. You could also boop the bell, just boop, just gently caress it. And of course, when we're done, you can check out michaelsfishroom.com, or you can go to teespring.com, where you can buy some of my merchandise and help support the channel. Alright, let's get into the video. Stand by. Alright fishy folks, we're here at Chewy's tank. Chewy is my super red dragon Flowerhorn. I'll put a link in the description, as well as somewhere in this general area for the last video, as well as actually a playlist of all my videos about Chewy. Sometimes I do fish room updates and it's got Chewy in it, and sometimes I just do Chewy only videos. But I got him a little more than a year ago. I got him from Julie Tran at Aqua Craze. A friend of mine knew I was sort of looking for one, and Julie was having a sale, and really within about 15 minutes I had looked at him, decided to buy him, sent my money, got the notification that he's paid and that he'd be shipped. He was shipped overnight to me. I did an unboxing. A lot of people didn't like the way I handled the box, but yeah, I don't really care. And boom, here he is. And he's been living in this tank from the time he was a little guy. I'm fine until now. It's a 75-gallon tank. I got it the Keystone Clash 2 years ago. I think I paid $20 for it. It's got this like do-it-yourself overflow thing, whatever. The tank is sparsely decorated. A lot of people suggested I should take all the decorations out. Of course, it has my Millennium Falcon with all the algae on it. Fastest ship in the galaxy. And then there's a plant in there. I think it's a Java fern. It was outside in one of the ponds, and I just threw it in here. There's that ginormous sponge filter. There's a heater back there, which is really what we're going to talk about, and a wave maker that never really stuck to the wall. But I thought maybe he would like the flow, but I've never really turned it on. So anyway, there's some snail debris on the bottom because he loves snails. I do feed him snails. The other thing I use this tank for is if I have any, you see the floating plants up there, if I have any of those floating plants that I'm swapping tanks, I put it in here for a couple days in case there's any fry. He'll eat the tender and delicious fry. Alright, so let's get back to Chewy and what his problem was. If you remember in the last video, I said his cock was getting smaller. His nuchal hump, the big fatty deposit that looks like a brain on the top of his head. And I had noticed over a couple weeks it was getting smaller, and it was like squishy. It looked squishy, if that's a thing. And I was concerned because, he was the most expensive fish in my fish room, but he's a pet of mine. And my youngest son, actually both my sons that are living here right now, really adore him and like coming down and feeding him and playing with him, interacting with him with a laser pointer. And anyway, so I made a video. I did some research first, and I thought it was stress related, but I made a video and I got a ton of great suggestions. Half of them were it's stress related, half of them were it's an internal parasite. And being a live bearer guy, I know a little bit about internal parasites in live bearers, and typically you see white stringy poop. Well, his poop is fantastic. I know that sounds kind of weird, but his poop is fine. Anyway, let's move these so we can see him a little better. Hey, where'd you go? There you are. And anyway, so I really didn't think it was internal parasites. I didn't really want to treat preemptively in this tank. I kind of wanted to target my my treatment. Anyway, so in the video I said my water parameters were fine. No, they were like 0010 or something. And the temperature was 82 or something. And that was that. Well, after I shot the video, I was doing something in the tank and I felt the water and it wasn't 82. You know, I have my fingers here are calibrated for water temperature. You know, you have to be special like that. But at any rate, I'm like, that's definitely not 82. I grabbed my handy dandy temperature probe, not probe, but non-contact temperature, and I shot the water and it was 71 degrees. I'm like, what the fruit? And I checked it. It was a Marineland heater that I got a little more than 2 years ago, and it had a burnt mark in it. The light was on, but it was not hot at all. I immediately called Marineland, and their customer service was spectacular. They basically said, we have a lifetime warranty. We'll send you a new one. And I'm like, well, I can't be without one. So I went to my local fish store and I bought another brand, an Aqua Top with the cage. Let me pan over there. So you see it's behind the filter. You really can't see it because it's behind all the crap, but see it right there? That's it right there. And I got a great deal from my local fish store because he loves me. And I set it to 86. I put it in here. And within about 4 or 5 hours, the water temperature had warmed up a little bit and he had started to perk up. It took about a week and his cock has almost 100% completely grown back. You can see the black spots on his fins are sort of going away. There's a little bit there, but that just might be his normal coloring. He's lively, he's perky, he's eating well. Boom, he's fixed. It was stress related from the temperature. Now, I can't tell you why I thought it was 82 degrees. Maybe I didn't check it and I just assumed, but that's the thing. So when I get back from Japan, I'm actually going to buy a thermometer for this tank. You know, not one of the cheap stick-on ones, but I'm going to try to find the best one. So if you know of a good thermometer that he's not going to destroy, leave that in the comments below. I'll take a look. Also, if you're interested in that non-contact temperature probe that I use, it's also what I use as a laser pointer. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. When you're checking water, it's fantastic for temperature. Let's see. 81. Let's just check over here in case it's different. 81.2. And near the heater, 81.2. Now, this is also a laser pointer, as you can see, and sometimes we use it to, if Chewy sees it, he might chase it, and yeah, see, he's like, hey, what the hell is that? Rawr! And so I use that to give him some mental and toughness exercises. So that's it for Chewy, guys. I am so grateful for all your help. And I'm grateful that I was able to figure it out and that it wasn't anything major. I didn't have to do surgery. I didn't have to... Somebody suggested some medicine that you have to inject, and I'm like, no, he's going to die because I'm not doing that. So I appreciate everyone's help and everyone's concern, but Chewy's back. Look at him. He's so handsome. He's just a handsome little guy. There we go, buddy. Nice cock. And I got them from Aqua Craze. That's Aqua Craze. Yeah, it's a little early. Let me have some more coffee.